the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
DND Secretary opens ADA's 2024 Defense and Security Expo. AFPI's mid-range missile systems prioritizes ships and fighter jets for West Philippine Sea patrols. House approves proposed 2025 national budget. PBBM seeks creation of higher flood walls to control flooding.
Good day everyone as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today's Thursday, September 26, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Ralph Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for the brief overview of our stories, Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. representing President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. officially opened the 5th Asian Defense, Security and Crisis Management Exhibition and Conference or ADAS 2024 at the World Trade Center at Pasay City. The event, running from September 25 to 27, brings together global defense leaders and showcases cutting-edge technologies, fostering collaboration and addressing modern security challenges. Secretary Teodoro highlighted the importance of strategic decision-making and sustainable defense initiatives, while President Marcos emphasized the multilateral cooperation to tackle emerging threats and strengthen global security partnerships.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines aim to acquire mid-range missile systems, including the Typhoon missile system from the United States, as part of its modernization, said AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo Browner Jr. at the 2024 ASEAN Defense and Security Exhibition or ADAS 2024. However, he emphasized the immediate priority is securing additional naval ships and fighter jets to bolster patrol operations in the West Philippine Sea. Relatedly, Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. reiterated that these acquisitions are vital for establishing a credible defense posture to deter external threats.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
We have a report coming in about Subic set to host major naval base. Defense Chief confirms. Going for the details, Shai.
Good afternoon. Subic may soon host a larger naval base under the Philippine Navy. This was according to Defense Secretary Gilbert Chodoro Jr. during a Senate budget hearing. He also revealed that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. approved plans to acquire a new area within the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority for a main naval operating base. The acquisition is expected to be completed by 2028, and additional forward operating bases are planned across the Philippines. Moreover, the Navy currently rents a 100-hectare shipyard in Subic for 1.1 billion annually. But the new facility will accommodate assets such as corvettes and frigates. This is Shai reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Navy's BRP Apolinario Mabini PS-36 Jacinto-class patrol vessel was deployed to the Naval Force Central in Visayas after a send-off ceremony at the Naval Operating Base Subic. The ceremony, led by Offshore Combat Force Commander Captain Raul Reyes, marked the vessel's return to service after nearly 3 years of dry docking and repairs. Moreover, he praised the crew for their dedication and urged the continued commitment as PS-36 resumes territorial defense and maritime patrol operations.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The United States government, through U.S. Agency for International Development, donated emergency relief supplies to Fort Magsaysay, Nueva Ecija to enhance the Philippines' disaster preparedness. U.S. Ambassador Mary Kay Carlson handed over the supplies to Defense Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. and Office of Civil Defense Administrator Undersecretary Ariel Nepomuceno. The supplies, which can support 10,000 people, will be stored at Fort Magsaysay for rapid deployment. Ambassador Carlson highlighted the role of EDCA sites in strengthening humanitarian efforts, but Secretary Teodoro praised the U.S.-Philippines alliance in disaster response.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From First Year G, let us hear some information from Maljoy about PMA aspirants reached to more than 7,000 in Northern Luzon.
Yes, Rob, the Armed Forces of the Philippines, in collaboration with the Philippine Military Academy, took steps to bolster the nation's armed forces by conducting a PMA entrance examination on September 21 to 22, 2024. According to the Philippine Military Academy, more than 7,000 examinees were recorded across various cities and municipalities in the said regions, such as Lawag City, Lingayen, Tuguegarao City, Cauayan City, Bayombong, Cabanatuan, Tarlac City, San Fernando City, Baler, Bontoc, Baguio City, and Tabuk City. Philippine Military Academy Office of the Cadet Recruitment and Admissions Director Lieutenant Colonel Jose Lauro Antonio Elio said that the number of examinees is closely similar to the previous year 2023 without disclosing figures, and added that they will release the official final numbers once available. This reflects the strong eagerness among the city and province's youth in Northern Luzon to be part of the prestigious Philippine Military Academy and serve our country. Philippine Military Academy entrance exam is just the first stage of the rigorous and competitive selection process for PMA cadetship and the premier leadership school in the country. The successful conduct of the examination can largely be credited to the support provided by the Armed Forces of the Philippines, who assisted the examinees all throughout their examination process, and the local government units of every region in Northern Luzon. This is Meljo Inesio Arrojo reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Maljoy.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
A member of the communist terrorist group surrendered to authorities in Rizal. The authorities identified him as alias Katotoy and handed over a 38 caliber firearm and 2 grenade launcher ammunition in exchange for a new start. He received a sack of rice, initial cash assistance of 5,000 pesos, and grocery packs worth 2,500 pesos. The said assistance is part of the government's support for surrendering individuals.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the House of Representatives approved a third and final reading the General Appropriations Bill for 2025, which allocates 6.352 trillion pesos. The 2025 GOB got 285 to 320 votes. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. earlier certified the bill as urgent. This certification allowed the House to approve the GOB before its scheduled break.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
Let us hear from Sena about 12 militias, 7 SPLs surrender, 14 supporters break ties with CPP and PANDF.
Yes, Rolf, a total of 12 militiang bayan members and 7 sangay ng partido sa lokalidad members have surrendered, while 49 CPP and PANDF supporters have withdrawn their support to the CPP and PANDF in Ragay, Camarines Sur on September 23, 2024. The Ragay Municipal Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or MTF-LCAC, together with joint troops from the 81st Infantry Battalion, Camarines Sur PNP and Ragay PNP, facilitated the surrender of the said personalities, who are the residents of Barangays Baya, Salvacion, Lagiao, Patalunan, and Agaw-Aw, all of Ragay. In a simple ceremony, they have written their sworn statements renouncing their support to the CPP and PNDF, condemning the communist terrorist group, and pledging their allegiance to the government. This milestone results from the continuous peacekeeping initiatives through the community information awareness approach programs conducted throughout the municipality. This is Sena from Solcom reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Sena.
DWDD National News.
Moreover, Philippine Ports Authority General Manager J. Daniel Santiago warned the consignees of rice that their imports will be declared as abandoned if they fail to release this coming October 1. It was Santiago who exposed the presence of 888 container vans, which had more than 20 million kilos of imported rice last week. He expressed alarm that the failure to release the rice would result in artificial rice shortage. Santiago also said that since Friday, around 300 containers have already been released. down.
DWDD National News.
Pag-asa warned that La Nina conditions may lead to an increased risk of super typhoon occurrences during the last quarter of 2024. Climate Monitoring and Prediction Section Assistant Weather Services Chief Annalisa Soli said an initial study by Pag-asa revealed a historical pattern of heightened likelihood of the formation of typhoons or super typhoons during a La Nina. She added that these cyclones, including other weather systems, are often rain-bearing. Solis then urged the public to stay vigilant and prepared. Pag-asa earlier said around 4 to 7 tropical cyclones may still develop or enter the Philippine area of responsibility until the end of the year.
Armed Forces Radio.
Now let's hear a report on the ground about Philippines focuses on defense, not arms race, says Defense Chief. Go for the details, Ami.
Yes, Rolf, the Philippines is building its defensive capabilities, not engaging in an arms race. Defensive Secretary Gilberto Chodoro Jr. stated at the Asian Defense and Security Exhibition, or ADAS 2024 in Pasay City. Responding to China's concerns, he emphasized the Philippines is focused on creating a credible deterrent. He also criticized China's actions in the West Philippine Sea and called for their de-escalation before questioning Philippine defense efforts. Relatedly, Armed Forces Chief General Romeo Browner Jr. highlighted plans for big-ticket items to bolster maritime and air defense under the Comprehensive Archipelagic Defense concept. This is Ami reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ami.
DWDD National News.
Pag-asa announced that the southwest monsoon or habagat could end sooner than usual this year, paving the way for the arrival of the northeast monsoon or amihan by the second half of October. Climate Monitoring and Prediction Section Assistant Weather Services Chief Annalisa Soli said the analysis shows a possible seasonal transition from second half of October to first half of November. Solis pointed out that amihan usually begins between the last week of October and the first week of November. Pag-asa experts cited early signs of this shift, including the prevalence of easterlies, a gradual change in wind patterns toward the northeast, and an increase in afternoon and evening thunderstorms.
DWDD National News.
PHOC said that a minor phreatic or steam-driven eruption occurred at Taal volcano at around 1:15 a.m. yesterday, September 25. PHOC reported that the active volcano in Batangas emitted a voluminous plume that rose 600 meters before drifting southwest and southwest. Sulfur dioxide emissions reached 4,899 tons last September 23. PHOC reiterated that Alert Level 1 or low-level unrest remains in effect for Taal volcano, indicating abnormal conditions.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Glenn Gultian, while Philippine Air Force launches 6th Avante Dante Storytelling and Education Materials Donation Initiative.
Yes, hello, Rob. Good afternoon. The Philippine Air Force successfully launched the 6th Avante Dante Storytelling and Educational Materials Donation Initiative. It aims to reinforce its commitment in promoting literacy, empowering young learners, and inspiring future success through education. The event featured the unveiling of Avante Dante Book 2 and distribution of educational materials to 100 students from Kalumpang Elementary School. Moreover, various Philippine Air Force units and partner organizations participated in the initiative to support Filipino youth. This is your Glenn Gulchan reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is pushing for the creation of higher flood walls and the implementation of an aggressive reforestation program to control flooding. According to the Presidential Communications Office, Marcos's plans were raised during his meeting with the Private Sector Advisory Council. PBBM said during the meeting that building higher flood walls can do the trick. He also mentioned that the implementation of an aggressive reforestation program is also key to address the flooding but acknowledged that it is not enough to manage flood risk.
DWDD National News.
The Philippine Ports Authority is eyeing to construct offshore wind energy projects in some of the strategic ports in the country. This includes Batangas, Camarines Norte, and Ilocos Norte. PPA General Manager J. Daniel Santiago said they are now coordinating with the Department of Energy for the detailed engineering design of the offshore wind energy projects. He emphasized that the agency's commitment in supporting the DOE's initiatives to accelerate the country's transition towards renewable energy.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line, let us hear from Leonor about Bangsamoro government resolves 8-month clan feud in Maguindanao.
The Bangsamoro Government's Peace, Security and Reconciliation Office successfully ended an 8-month arredo or clan feud in Barangay Culambog, Sultan sa Barangay Maguindanao del Sur. The clans of Basco, Sali, and Teng Mamo signed a peace agreement at the PSRO office in Cotabato City, marking a resolution without blood money or compensation for damages. PSRO Director Anwar Alamada emphasized the importance of peaceful reconciliation, reporting that 50 out of 75 major conflicts in the region have been settled. And this is Leonor reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
For other development story, the House of Representatives has approved most of the priority measures of the Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council. House Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez reaffirmed the lower chamber's commitment to the legislative agenda of the President. Romualdez reported that the House of Representatives has approved 60 out of total LIDA Common Legislative Agenda priority measures. Some of the LIDA priority measures that became law included the amendment of the Armed Forces of the Philippines Fixed-Term Law, the Maharlika Investment Fund Act, and the Trabaho para sa Bayan Act.
DWDD National News.
The government needs to reassess the subscriber's identity module or SIM registration law. Consumer at Mamamayan Secretary General Pet Clemaco said that tech scams have become more aggressive. Clemaco noted that an assessment of the SIM registration law is needed to determine whether it has really worked or not. He also pointed out that the law must be reviewed from time to time to ascertain its sufficiency.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
For other updates, let us hear the details about AFP Chief joins in opening of ADA's 2024 Defense Expo. Go ahead, Beth Daniel.
Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Browner Jr. joined the opening of the 5th ASEAN Defense Security and Crisis Management Exhibition and Conferences or ADAS 2024. Running from the September 25 to 27, the event brings together global defense leaders to showcase cutting-edge military technology and foster strategic partnership. General Browner emphasized the AFP commitment and modernizing capabilities and strengthening defense collaboration with the internal partners. This is Beth Taneta reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Daniete.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
And more updates from Ella Mercado about PRO4A holds a coordinating conference for the upcoming 2025 midterm elections.
A coordinating conference which discusses a security coverage for the filing of certificates of candidacy and certificates of nomination and acceptance for the upcoming 2025 national and local elections was successfully held in Camp Brigadier General Vicente Lim in Calamba City, Province of Laguna. Led by Police Regional Office 4A Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Paul Kenneth Lucas, the said conference also attended by key stakeholders, members of the command group, regional staff, and provincial directors from various provinces. Emphasized at the conference are the different strategies presented by provincial directors, giving the importance of a proactive approach to ensure the safety of the candidates and the public during the filing process. Lucas expresses gratitude to all the provincial directors who shared their skills, detailing how personnel will be allocated across the different areas to maintain the effective police presence. Lucas said that the shared specific deployment strategies is a method to ensure the clean and orderly midterm elections next year. This is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Ella Mercado.
DWDD National News.
The European Union has committed to work with the Philippines for the success of negotiations of a free trade agreement. Newly appointed EU Ambassador to Manila, Massimo Santoro, made the commitment as he presented his credentials to President Marcos at the Malacanang Palace. He mentioned that the EU is eager to work for fruitful negotiations of a bilateral free trade agreement. Santoro also added that the cooperation projects in the fields of climate, energy, environment, digitalization, good governance, peace, and human rights feature high on the two countries' partnership agenda.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Ralph Susan for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP, Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas.